So we saw this house with Julie, and we absolutely loved it. But the asking price was a little bit too high for what we were in the market for. But Julie helped us negotiate this house for approximately $30,000 less than what the seller had asked for. And how she did that was by walking us through the house, finding different flaws in the house that we could ultimately ask the seller for credit, and how to negotiate the property so it was ultimately $30,000 less and fit within our budget.
So in the end, we were able to negotiate $30,000 below their asking price. In addition to that, we found out the property actually appraised $10,000 more. And so they were super thrilled with the fact that they got a good deal on a home that they really wanted as their first time home. And so I went back also and helped them negotiate $3,500 for repair.
My name is Ashley Fan.
And I'm Amin Hussaini.
And we met Julie Lai through my dad, Joseph Fan. He had a very positive working relationship with Julie. And when we were looking to buy a house as first-time homeowners, my dad highly recommended Julie.
Hello, my name is Julie Lai, and I had the pleasure of working with Ashley and Amin. So Ashley and Amin recently got engaged, and initially they were interested in looking at condos. But after taking them to see a few homes, they came to realize that a single family would be more perfect for them since they were thinking about starting a family in the near future.
When my fiance and I started looking at homes, we were actually pretty unsure about what kind of home we wanted. To start, we actually looked at some condominiums with Julie, and she was really helpful about, taking us around and speaking to the people who were selling these places in a respectful way, but always had our best interests at heart. And I think when that was really obvious to me was when my fiance and I decided pretty quickly that we actually weren't all that interested in condominium anymore. And immediately, Julie had several different properties for us to look at, and we got to actually tour those properties pretty much at a moment's notice. And I think that having her to navigate us through that whole process was very helpful.
And so we found a beautiful home in Tustin. They really loved it, but it wasn't within their budget, so we really had to work hard in terms of negotiating with the seller.
Julie helped us negotiate this house for approximately $30,000 less than what the seller had asked for. And how she did that was by walking us through the house, finding different flaws in the house that we could ultimately ask the seller for credit, and how to negotiate the property so it was ultimately $30,000 less and fit within our budget.
And so when it came to negotiating that number down, it was a little bit difficult, but I think that through Julie, we were able to strike this perfect balance of fighting for things that were reasonable to fight for, but knowing when we had to just kind of make decisions that allow us to keep the house. Because I think there's absolutely, you run a risk of being a bit too aggressive in negotiating, and then you can just lose out on a deal. We saw how quickly houses were going, and like I said, we got a perfect balance where we were able to negotiate down the price and advocate for ourselves through Julie, but also get a deal done quickly without worrying too much about the nitty-gritty.
And through the escrow, we did some inspection. We found some things that needed also to be repaired, and so I went back also and helped them negotiate $3,500 repair. Ashley and Amin, they were first-time home buyer, but on top of that, they were really busy attorneys. So in this escrow, what was really important with them was finding an agent that will be able to work very flexible on their schedule, and it walked them through every step of the way on the process. And so I was able to help them throughout the day, whenever they're available, to be able to help them, assist them with things that needs to be done in a timely manner.
As first-time home buyers, we were very unsure of the process. We didn't expect that there would be so much paperwork going into buying the house. And Julie really led us and guided us with so much patience, and she was very encouraging along the way, saying we had to be on top of all of these things. For example, getting our W-2s at work, just everything, getting the ball rolling so that we could place an offer on the house and then ultimately get the house. And then when the seller accepted our offer, that wasn't the end of it. There was a lot of things that we were still scared of. There were so many disclosures we had to look at. Seller's disclosures, we opened it. It was hundreds of pages and we didn't know where to go, but Julie was so helpful. She hopped on a call with us to explain each page with us and what we were actually signing. And throughout the process, Julie was available day and night. We would just shoot her a text and she would call us to answer any of our questions, so we felt at ease.
Whenever we needed to talk to her, it was often after work, after regular business hours, but she was always there for us, always willing to answer any questions and talk to the right people. As far as what my biggest fear was going into the home buying process, I've learned that pictures do not tell you the whole story behind a house. Things can look a lot better online, but I learned that things can look really good in person even, and it might still mean that there are concerns about the house, like if everything was very recently quickly renovated just so that a house can be, flipped, basically. I had heard of things like that going on, but having someone like Julie who's so experienced in this market really navigate us through those issues and tell us what to watch out for was incredibly helpful. My fiance and I are also attorneys, so we have very busy schedules, and Julie was always incredibly accommodating as far as the timing of things. Another thing I've learned throughout this process is finding a house that we really liked. I can't believe I'm saying this, was actually probably the easy part, because once you find the house that you like, obviously you have to start talking numbers. And the homeowners for this property were, I think, rightfully so prideful in this house as a place that they lived at for a long time. I think what really stuck out to me is that Julie felt like she was working with everybody, but at the end of the day, it was about us. And it was amazing that she was able to kind of juggle that, because there were a lot of times where she had to go to my fiance's parents, go to other people in this whole process. But at the end of the day, it always came back to us. And so that's something that I'll always appreciate that she did for the two of us as first-time homebuyers.
So we just really enjoyed every moment working with Julie, and this whole process wouldn't have been possible without her. So we highly recommend Julie Lai for all of your home buying and selling.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.